There have only been 4 mass shootings in Maine in the last 9 years, according to the Gun Violence Archive. A mass shooting occurs when at least 4 people, excluding the perpetrator, are injured or killed. That changed on October 25th when a 40-year-old gunman opened fire at 2 locations in Lewiston, killing 18 people and wounding 13 more. So, was the Lewiston shooting an outlier? Let's backtrack a bit and take a look at the state's gun laws. Giffords Law Center, a public interest law center and nonprofit dedicated to promoting gun violence legislation, gave Maine an F on its gun safety scorecard. Everytown for Gun Safety Research gave Maine a 20.5 out of 100 score, given that the state lacks many of the fundamental laws that would help reduce the risk of gun violence. To start, Maine lacks stringent background check laws. When it comes to carrying a concealed firearm in public, there's no permit required to do so. Maine doesn't have a red flag law either, which would allow courts to require firearms to be forcibly taken from people found to be a danger to themselves or others. The state instead opted for a yellow flag law, a variation that only allows police, not family members, to directly petition a judge for a removal order. This also requires a medical assessment of the individual before going to a judge. What Maine doesn't allow is the possession of a firearm if a person has been involuntarily committed to a mental health facility. The Lewiston shooter reportedly spent time in such a facility in July 2023 after acting erratically while in Army Reserve training, according to the AP. But when asked to confirm the reports regarding his mental health, the state's Department of Public Safety Commissioner called Maine's firearm statutes pretty complex, adding that he couldn't answer that question just yet. Prior to the Lewiston shooting, Maine had unusually low rates of gun violence given its high rate of firearm ownership. Nearly half of households in the state have at least one gun. Michael Roque, a criminologist at Bates College in Lewiston, previously said in an interview with Maine Public in 2022, "There doesn't seem to be much that would make Maine special in terms of being immune to mass public shootings. I would say we have been lucky that mass public shootings haven't taken place." Roque's research suggested that spread-out areas are less vulnerable to mass shootings versus denser, more populated areas such as major cities. Also, many guns in the state are purchased for hunting, making it less likely they would be used outside of the activity.